Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow, a Cornish Let's Play series. The latest chapter has dropped, chapter 4, so we get to pick up Jason's adventures once more in the Hollow. For those of you who may be new to this series, I heavily recommend going back and watching from the beginning of this series, just so you can know what's going on. I will do the full recap video as well, so you have a timestamp which will allow you to basically skip the full recap video if you wish, so you don't have to sit through the good few minutes of catch up that goes on at the beginning of the game. Other messages, there has been a lot of updates made to chapter 3 prior to chapter 4's release. So what I have done is I have taken a backup save file, played through the game exactly as I did in the previous series. Just for the previous chapter, I should say, I've played through it exactly as I did. The only thing that is different is I picked up the newly added decisions. Well, basically, I say decisions, but the dialogue options that are unlocked with your particular character traits, if they were appropriate for Jason to make. There weren't very many, about 2 or 3, but I just wanted to pick up the things that would have been missed otherwise. So there's been some very slight tweaks as a result of that. Nothing at all that will affect really how the character plays or any of his story per se. One other thing, you will no longer see the mouse on the screen when I've been playing. I've had issues while recording Scarlet Hollow for a while now where the mouse is quite jumpy, and because of the low frame rate while recording, and rather than try and use the keyboard controls, I've decided just to basically hide the mouse because it works fine. The mouse still works, it just looks a bit unprofessional on camera because it's sort of stuttering all over the place. But besides that, everything else is fine. We will dive into the game in a second. I hope you'll enjoy, and welcome back to the Hollow, and we'll see you all in a second. Rightio, folks. Episode 4 awaits. I will put, basically, right as I said previously, I will put a timestamp in the description below that allows you to skip the full recap. I do it for those people that sort of might have forgotten what's going on, but if you want to, you can watch through the series again just to sort of keep yourself up to speed. Let us continue. The decisions you made in episode 3 bears heavy physical consequences, and a visual reminder of those consequences will follow you for the rest of the game. You can reduce the intensity of the visual reminder or remove it entirely at any point in the preferences. What they are talking about is here, visual overlay intensity. I currently have it set to full. I'm probably going to have it put down to reduced. I'll keep it for full, actually. I'll keep it for full for the time being. But it is quite... You'll see what I mean. It's quite impactful. The reduced one isn't too bad, but I'd rather let you all see what the game is like with it, and then we sort of tweak it down just a smidge. Because it can get, in some ways, it can intrude into the game, in my honest opinion. So let's continue, shall we? Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 4? Yeah, let's do a full recap. Okay, so basically at this point, if you go into the description, there will be a timestamp which allows you to basically bypass to the end of this recap. And I shall see all of you in a second for those of you who do so. Your long-lost cousin, bad news, 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself travelling like this, but your cousin brought the tickets. The funeral of Paulina Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seems like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Your cousin Tabitha. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight with Gretchen while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke, come on, you, whatever your name is, grab the flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You heroically dive, tucking Gretchen under one arm and grabbing the flashlight with the other. And this is where our first trait comes in, powerful build. As you can see, it impacts the story here. I said aim the damn thing quick. Perfect, says Duke. As it recoils, you plant a foot firmly in the ground and throw your body towards the abomination to your right, your fist firmly connecting with a powerful haymaker. Its body feels wrong, as if your blow had just collided with a bag of loose organs instead of a living creature. Sylvie. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, but you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now you are safe and you are warm. So ended the Monday. Tuesday, back with your cousin. Tabitha, but listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints, just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset, she repeats. Avery. A new character joins your story. Whoa, when there's some heavy stuff, no wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm going to keep my eyes open for you. Ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if someone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. New face, Oscar. Have you either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but hasn't been answering my texts, and I want to make sure she isn't getting into any trouble out there, says the man. And Kanika, who is also a new face, who appears in Chapter 2. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come out and hang. Nothing strenuous, we promise, says Stella. But if the two of you are planning, it's probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways, says Dr. Kelly. Wayne. Stay at home, wait for the week to end, don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask, says the figure. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of the hill. She didn't, says Kanika. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days, says Stella. But the saw mine, says Kanika incredulously. That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people, she adds. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it, says Tabitha. You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the saw mine, you said. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Snapped your cousin. Why do things keep happening to me? Whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, okay? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen, she mutters. Becca. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility. He says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. It's actually really safe, and we can hang out whenever we want. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning, says Tabitha. Rosalina. My dad says our house is haunted, she mutters. Unika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. You turn to see Becky and Alex gone, and Rosalina anxiously hovering in the front of a small tunnel in the cave wall. She freezes as you notice her. There is something in the darkness before you, but it's much louder. Although you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like a deep growl of a predator. What do you think you are doing? Snaps Tabitha. Get away from there. Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Jason, says Stella. Jason, are you alright? The woman leaning over you. You and Tabitha manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Holy shit. You're okay. Thank God, says Stella. And everyone accounted for, says Kanika. That was a surprisingly close call. We could have all died in there, snaps Becca. What did you weirdos do? Everything was fine until you adults showed up. Becca, shut up, says Alex. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along a darkened road. You collapse into Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in Shore Mine, you barely even notice the dust. So ends Tuesday. When you close your eyes, you see shadowy figures that gather behind Stella in the mines. Your thoughts are drawn to the carvings on the wall and to visions it imparted upon you. So begins Wednesday. There are 2 of them now. As you're ready to leave, Jenny approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the 2 of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Jason, before you go, I heard what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just want to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. You two did right by those kids, though. What a blessing, everyone getting out of that situation all right. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Mutters your cousin. Of course, says Sylvie. Jason, if you'd like to meet if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a few minutes. Well, says Duke. Powerful build. You've never seen Duke, the man beside Duke, before, but whoever he is, he's big. If it isn't Jason, Beau, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. He was there with Stella the night in the woods. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. My name's Beau. I'm Duke's boy. Hope you've been faring better since all of us unpleasantness, says Duke. Stella. And with that, breakfast is served, says Stella. He's a dog. Keen-eye. Not only is this mare a dog, but judging from a series of portraits lining the walls, every mare of Scarlet Hollow has been a dog. And here's our other trait coming into play. Keen-eye. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sass and fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position or authority he's been elected to. Before you can catch up on your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say, says the strange man. I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Jason. Everyone has been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line the edges, while trash and sketches leak from their piles into the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls with paint, sneering out at their creator. Your mum is so scary, says Kanika. Reese, our new character. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourself comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti and light salad. Kanika actually picks at her food. Stella is nervously talking and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His soda's tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly's eyes all over you with sharp, fierce gaze. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week, says Reese, while Jason is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling, says Dr. Kelly. I can handle a movie, Doc, says Reese. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay, says Stella. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, says Dr. Kelly. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change, says Reese. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone, just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mum just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain as he wraps himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese, says Stella. Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Oscar. Hey, you're here sooner than expected. Hope dinner went okay. Yeah, hope I'm not too late, says Avery. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Oscar and Kanika start as the door swings open. Hold it, snaps Tabitha. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Whoa, says Stella. This is where I've seen it, says Oscar. It appears on top of the stain. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. I'm going for it, says Stella. Wait, do you hear music, says Tabitha, as you stand in this warped garden? Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella, says Tabitha. There you are, says Wayne. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here, he intones. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites, though. Bottom feeders always manage to slip in through the cracks, don't they? Says the figure. Oscar. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. One of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which, says Kanika. Bullshit, snaps Tabitha. Sylvie. I hope I didn't come too late. It wants something, doesn't it, says Sylvie, and I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking, says Tabitha. You take a step towards the light. Sylvie is right here. Please don't do this, pleads your cousin. You wordlessly step into the spotlight. I'm so sorry, Jason. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? Stammers Stella. She hurries off down the road. Before I go, says Sylvie. Sylvie places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, and about what happened to you. But let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Jason. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room, falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. Before your thoughts can drift away to nightmarish recollections of hours past, your phone buzzes on the nightstand. It's from Stella. Hey, sorry I ran off earlier. Wound up in a really bad headspace. I care about you so much. I'm so sorry you got hurt in there. Just need some time to get a handle on things. Sorry. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of an unknown years of your life. The spectre of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left A grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be early in the morning. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still write the capsized sip of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. And that is the end of the recap, folks. For those of you who have followed the time skip and gotten to this point, yes, I think it was like 12, maybe a bit more, 12, between like 14, 16 minutes recap. So it is worth sort of skipping it if you sort of know how the game, if you've basically played the game recently and you know what sort of happened. Otherwise, sit and enjoy the recap, and let's pick up with episode 4 as Jason wakes up. You open your eyes, it's a new day. Okay, before we dive into the chapter, you can see around the corners of the screen sort of like the effect that happens if you accept the curse of aging. I will show you what it is like just very quickly with it reduced. It is slightly reduced. You can still see it just barely in the corners of the screen. I personally think that they could have maybe toned it up a little bit so it was somewhere in between this and the full effect. Because as you can see on full, it's very clear. I would like it maybe have been a little bit more clearer with the reduced one. I am going to keep it like this just to show you, just sort of like our impact carries over. But if it starts to become an issue and you in the comment sections want it reduced, we can do so. You open your eyes, it is a new day, and you feel like shit. You were hoping some of your strength would return to you after a good night's sleep, but you feel just as drained as when you dug yourself out of that shallow grave last night. Your limbs are heavy, your heart is struggling to keep up with your movements, you feel like you've lost something that was important to you. Powerful build. Your thoughts drift to the countless hours you spent pushing your body to its physical limits. It's as though the peak of a mountain you've been clambering your entire life has been shorn off, leaving you to contemplate a disappointing plateau. And here are our choices. I did what I had to be done. I don't care what happens to me. I made the right decision and I'll do it again. What have I done? I hope this was worth it. This is great. I can't wait to finally be dead. Life goes on. What happened yesterday happened yesterday. Today is another day. I am not strong opinions on what happened last night. Okay, yeah, so it's probably going to be, I don't care what happens to me. I made the right decision and I'll do it again. I think Jason would probably go, I did what had to be done. Because, like, that ghost had to be gotten rid of. And it was either going to be him or his cousin. And you should always own your decisions, and he wasn't going to make his cousin go through with that. So he did what had to be done. I did what had to be done. Yes, you did what had to be done. Who knows what would have happened had you left the ghost behind to fester. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine, but your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand next to you. It's from Kanika. Hey, just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing okay. Also wanted to ask if you've heard from Stella. You check your messages, there's nothing from Stella. Well, we'll try giving her a ring. You dial Stella. Hey, what's up? Says Stella. There's a pause. Just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually a recording of my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyway, leave a message or don't. I never check these things. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time, says the automated voice. Text Stella. Alright, yo. So, what do we do now? Hey, you're good? Morning, hot stuff. Hey, I'm kind of worried right now. Okay, so this is a text message, okay? So, hey, you good? Morning, hot stuff. Hey, I'm kind of worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get this. Get a chance. The Wayne guy didn't come after you, did you? Kanika and I are pretty worried about you. Please respond. Let's go with that one. That sounds like a right option to do. Kanika and I are pretty worried about you. Please respond. You text rapidly and send. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. Rightio, so let's see what our options are here. She messaged me last night. I'm sure she's fine. Oh god, what if she's in trouble? What if she's hurt or dead? Maybe she's just sleeping in. Never mind how Stella is. How are you doing? Everyone has a rough night. She's probably still shaking it off. What if Wayne got to her? Does Stella disappear like this sometimes? Let's go with she messaged me last night, because that's when she did. She messaged me last night. I think she's okay, question mark. I'm worried about her. Seems like she's just had some stuff on her mind she needs to work through. Let's go with, no, Jason's got a bit, because Jason cares about Stella, so it's going to be this one. I'm worried about her, he adds. I'm glad you've heard from her. At least, but I'm worried too. Let's meet up in town. We should go looking for her. Texts back, Kanika. Looks like you have your morning plans in order, you think. But first things first, you need to have a shower. Might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The hot water soothes your aching joints. Despite the state of the bathroom, the shower is a good place. As it rinses your body clean, you contemplate. Think about the door in the clinic. You're still drawn to it even now. You'll be going back there today. You're sure of it. Think about the spectre of an early death that now hangs over you. Think about the afterlife. It's undeniably real at this point, and you've seen it. And you're seen, and what you've seen is terrifying. Think about Stella running off last night. Hope she's just sleeping in. Scrub feverishly, trying to scrape the memories from your skin as if they're a part of the dirt that coats you. Think about Sylvie's warning. The worst is yet to come. Think about Wayne and whatever you're ever truly alone. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. Think about someone special. You think about someone special. Specifically, you think about Stella, your intrepid crypto hunting companion, and everything the two of you have been through since you got to town. Hopefully she's okay. We can think about Kanika. We can think about Avery, Oscar, Reese. Okay. So we can basically choose one of these. I think we'll go with Stella, because I think that's what Jason would do right about now. Be thinking about, well, he has a soft spot for Stella. You think about Stella, your intrepid crypto hunting companion, and everything the two of you have been through since you got to town. Hopefully she's okay and Kanika's just being overprotective. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Let's just check the closet. You make your way to the closet. There's no denying it, the doll moved at some point since your most recent visit, which was basically yesterday morning if you recall. But your long-dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here, you realise. Keen eye. And judging by the residue that was left behind, you're pretty sure you know the culprit. That means Wayne was in your room. But was he there while you were out the previous day, or did he enter while you slept unawares just a few feet away? You can see the stains upon the doll and upon the box. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Visit the possum that has taken up residence in your chest of drawers. You open the drawers. The two possums stare up at you. They both have bread now. That's nice. Close the drawers. Yeah, you don't want to get bit by possums. They carry a lot of diseases. You close the drawers. This is their home now, and there's nothing you can do to change that. It's true. They can be pretty ferocious. You decide to head downstairs. It's time to face your cousin. You find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking, mutters Tabitha sharply. This week of all weeks, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Your cousin's posture is surprisingly relaxed for everything that's fallen onto her plate lately. She must have something up her sleeve to deal with the miners. So we got a lot of options. Let's just start with the obvious one, which is the strike. A lot of them are actually linked to our trait, so which ones should we pick? Man, there's a lot of exploring options. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's go with this one. How are you feeling about the strike? You can be honest with me. Yeah, let's go with this one. How are you feeling about the strike? Tabitha, you can be honest with me. Conflicted, mutters Tabitha. I'm not very threatened by the whole thing, if that's what you're asking. But I don't want it to have come to this, she mutters. I don't think many people take pleasure in breaking strikes. Paulina would have, but that's not me, she admits. I don't know, it's complicated. Everything is so complicated, she snaps. So that's why the ditchlings are here. They're predicting the strike. Nah, unlikely. The ditchlings are some from telling of great doom. I don't think doom is basically connected to a strike unless the strike turns super violent and turns into a mob. Do you know what the strikers even want? I haven't seen a list of demands, I'm sure it's just the usual, mutters your cousin. I promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. Usually I'm pro-union, but... Come on, your mother just died. Can they not? Shouldn't they care about the mine doing well? It's the backbone of the town. You work hard too, they should realise that. Yes, come on, let's do this. Probably this one is the one that basically is the most appropriate, and one that probably Jason would say. Come on, your mother just died, can they not? Right, says your cousin. Let me at least get her into the ground first, she mutters. But it's fine, I'm going to sort this out. I just need to keep things together long enough for the mine to get back on its feet, then everyone will be happy, and we can all go back to normal, she mutters to herself. So we can say, probably should just see this coming, just give them what they want to have prefer it's the right thing to do, just give them what they want to have prefer it's not use fighting the inevitable. Just fire them all, I'm sure it'll be easy enough to pick up the pieces. I can't believe the gall of these people. After everything you've done for the town, some people will never understand the burdens of leadership. You're really in a difficult spot right now. With everything else going on, it's hard to care about something as mundane as a strike. Let's go with you probably should have seen this coming. No, that seems like this is the thing with Jason. Like, he's on a relatively okay relationship with his cousin, and the thing is, like, some of this stuff, like, he's probably not he's not going to get weighed in because it's none of his business to wade into basically the mine because it's her business and not his. Let's go with you're in a really difficult spot right now. Yeah, that's probably the best one. You're in a real difficult spot right now. Yeah, I am. Hopefully it'll be over soon. You probably should have seen this coming. Yeah, that's not what he's not going to say that, and Jason is not going to... The thing is that Jason knows that the ditchlings are connected to things that are a lot worse than a simple mining strike. So, he's probably going to leave those things be, to be honest. So we go back to the main discussions. Have you anything from Stella? I can't get hold of her. If the mine's in trouble, you should just sell it and sell the estate. Get out while you still can. Let's go with talk about what happened last night. So ghost or real? Let's see. Let's just find one. Let's go with... Yeah. Let's go with ghost or real. Still can't get over that. I can, says Tabitha. What does that actually change about anything? You're a Scarlet. You were probably going to die young anyway. I still have a mind to run. Let's go with... Let's say, I'm sorry about last night. We should have left. Yeah, let's go with probably that one. I'm sorry about last night. We should have left, says Jason. Yeah, we should have, says Tabitha. Have you heard anything from Stella? I can't get hold of her. Yeah, let's go with this one. Have you heard anything from Stella? You inquire. I can't get hold of her. No, but that's not exactly newsworthy, says Tabitha. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. The mines are in trouble. You just sell and sell the estate. Get out while you still can. No, that's the thing is, like, Jason wouldn't say that, because the thing is, like, this is all that Tabitha knows, and he knows that she cares about the family legacy. So it's not really his place to say that. And the whole thing of saying sorry about last night, it's probably, he likely would have said that to, like, he knows, just to sort of put Tabitha's mind at ease, because he knows she feels guilty about what he did. He wouldn't have said, "Oh, isn't it good to get rid of stuff, like leftover stuff?" Because the thing is, like, he looks terrible. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've seen what happens if Tabitha takes the hit for you instead of you taking it. She ages quite a lot. You should probably get going, right? Yeah, let's go with that one. Yeah, just Tabitha. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe, no more hijinks, she commands. And she pauses and looks at you. But let me know if you get into trouble, okay? She does care. Jason and her have a good relationship. Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Fuel up on a quick PB&J sandwich. If Stella's missing in action, you who knows when you get a chance to eat, and who knows just how much your new affliction will affect your appetite. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Head to town. It's time to head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the hollow below. The birds sound different today, muffled, like your ears are full of cotton. The dull sun shines down the surrounding wilderness, seeming to wash the colour from the world. But you're adjusting already. Your body is starting to accept changes that have come over it, and to accept that this is how things will be from here on out. Keen eye, glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. You haven't seen ditchlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder, and you can see them. There's some over there in the top right-hand corner, and in the left-hand corner as well. You can see them lurking in the woods, always waiting, always watching. To your surprise, however, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, says Avery as he comes to a stop next to you. I was coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. They don't say anything about your appearance, but you can see them take you in, the light of day revealing your new features clearly for the first time. You doing okay? I'm old now, my bones hurt. You know, aging like this isn't so bad. I'll manage just fine. I regret what I did. I should have just left it there. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'd rather not talk about it. Probably Jason would probably try and comfort the other's fears, so he'd probably go with this. You know, aging like this isn't too bad. I'll manage just fine, he says reassuringly. The grey streak is pretty cool. Adds some sophistication to your look, chuckles Avery. That ghost was trying to punish you, but I think it wound up doing you a favour. Whole host of options. Let's go with the keen eye one. Are you really still feeling chill after everything that happened last night? You inquire. I would be lying if I said last night didn't have an impact, admits Avery. I kind of feel bruised all over, physically and spiritually, but hey, that's part of life, right? Admits the man. Nobody makes it to the end completely unscathed. And I'm kind of thrilled that my new emotional baggage comes from a ghost instead of some boring normal trauma, he admits. Let's go to ditch things. There's ditch things everywhere now, you mutter, even though it's daytime. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I've noticed a few more on my way up, he admits. They're kind of funny. Now that I'm getting a good look at them, with their scrunched up little serpial faces. So, he pauses. Should I be worried about these things? I know they've a bad omen or something like that, but are they dangerous? They're not going to eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? Let's go with the powerful build. Jason, physically confident, even in his weakened state. But not a big deal, just hit him with a stick or something, you say. I punched one and left an imprint of my fist in its face. Wayne stepped on one and exploded. They're not very threatening. Maybe they're not threatening to you, chuckles Avery. You're kind of ripped, and that Wayne guy, I mean, he's not human, right? Still, if you're not worried, I won't worry either. I'll just be sure to keep my eyes out for a stick, I guess. How are you doing today? Let's go with the obvious one. Have you heard anything from Stella? You inquire. I haven't heard from her, admits Avery. We don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great, he mutters. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Let's go with this one. Kanika and I are meeting up to look for Stella. Want to come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time, though. From what I saw this morning, the dinner is hopping. It's absolutely packed with miners. They must be using it as a home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on, he adds. I'm sure you already know that, though. Have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. Yeah, let's do this one. How are you doing after last night, you add? I'm great, says Avery. With something like possession, I kind of feel like there are more upsides than downsides. There aren't a lot of people out there who can say they've been through something like that. It's a pretty cool badge of honour as far as I'm concerned, admits the man. Yeah, let's head to town. Yeah, good idea, mutters Avery as the two of you set off. You and Avery start back down the path to town. It isn't long until you'll once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Jason, you made it, and you picked up Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad, says Avery. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something, joints all out of whack, totally exhausted and super foggy, admits Kanika. Mum has been insisting I caught a cold and I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering this ridiculous, stressful week we've all had. But I'm not going to let it stop me from looking for Stella, admits the woman. Right. Let's go with... Let's go with the obvious one. Do you still think there's a rational explanation for all of this? Kanika sighs heavily. Rational, sure. Rooted in reality that, a few days ago, I thought was devoid of all magic and supernatural shit? No, admits the woman. Ghosts are real. They can suck you into illusionary dimensions and puppet your body like a fleshy marionette. Next thing you know, we'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country, or that angels are real. You've got to admit, says Avery, it's kind of thrilling, isn't it? Anything could be a possibility. Who knows what the next day holds for all of us? It would be a little more thrilling if it wasn't terrifying. All magical stuff we found so far just wants to hurt us. We need a magical being that's on our side. Where are the magical girls when you need them? I mean, like, yeah, at this point, it's pretty obvious that like Kanika's mum, that Sylvie, that she's involved in something. She knows about Wayne, and she basically wasn't surprised by the goat. Let's go with this one. Kanika, your mum's totally a witch, right? Maybe she's the magic girl. No way, says Kanika. She's just a new age crystal and herbs lady. She's not. She pauses. You don't think? She could be for real. Anything seems possible these days, says Avery. But that would mean... The woman looked panicked. Everything I thought I knew was wrong, and my whole life has been a lie. I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. Is someone managing the general store while we go looking for Stella? You inquire. Screw the general store, Mom can deal, says Kanika. Whoa, did I miss something? You good, Kanika? Says Avery uneasily. Just some family drama, says Kanika. I'm sure I was going to take a sick day anyway. I don't want to infect the entire town with whatever cold this is. Instead, I'll just infect both of you, and whoever else we come across while looking for Stella. Yeah, let's go with this one. I was kind of surprised you reached out to me, after all the issues between you and Tabitha. You sacrificed years of your life to exorcise a ghost for people you haven't met until, what, 2 days ago? Says a slightly indignant Kanika. That kind of outweighs whatever ongoing feud I have with your cousin. And I'm not going out there alone, because last thing I want is to go missing while looking for someone who went missing. We do everything in groups from now on. People shouldn't be judged by their family, says Avery. Anyways, whatever people may think of your cousin, it's nothing to do with you. Let's go this one. I was supposed to see your mum at some point today, says Jason. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. After last night, says Avery, I wouldn't doubt After last night, says Avery, I wouldn't doubt that she could actually could. Your mum's always had a bit of that Ginder vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple of days, admits Kanika. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste another minute. Where to first? Okay, let's go. Obvious first place to check. We have a lot of places to explore. Let's go to Stella's house. Okay, let's check. Okay, let's go to Stella's house. You say. Good. Good place to start as any, says Avery. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping, admits Kanika. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. Keen eye, you make your way towards Stella's house. The door is as pristine as any old wooden door. No bloody handprints in sight or any telltale signs of Wayne absent. If something happened here, it didn't involve him, at least not at the front door. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open under its own weight. The house is quiet. the world outside muffled as you take a cautious step over the threshold into the muted air of the living room. No excitable pug rushes to greet you at the door, and you have a feeling that Stella is going to emerge from the shadows to sleepily greet you. You seem to recall that Stella closed the door behind her when the two of you left for the library yesterday morning. Powerful build, your protective instincts set in, and the muscles in your arms tighten, your shoulders straighten as if danger lurks ahead, you're ready for it. Okay. So let's go with one of the keen eye options. We ate breakfast here. Together yesterday. Yesterday morning, she closed the door behind us. Or we can go with nobody's here, and I don't think Wayne came knocking at the front door. Let's go with... Probably go with the obvious one. We ate breakfast here together yesterday morning. She closed the door behind us. And we were both with her for the rest of the day, says Kanika. So she came home last night, says Avery? Or somebody else was here. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? Yeah, we should go in. Cool. I'll be brave and go first, says Avery. Avery cautiously steps over the threshold into Stella's house. The living room is almost exactly as you saw it the other day. Aside from a corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organised with a sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect from someone as rough and tumble as Stella, and only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. You can see it, for example, the shoes on the shoe rack, and the toys that still hang about. Like, we know that Stella's parents die in a car crash, like it's said earlier in the game, so it's almost like this is a museum to them. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, says Avery, unless it happened in another room or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You don't have to add that last part, mutters Kanika. I'm going to forget you said that, and just be thankful it doesn't look like a crime scene. Investigate the kitchen. Stella's kitchen is messier than she left it yesterday. A couple of cabinets are hanging open. A loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. The crust of the bread has gone somewhat stale, but as much as you expect after being left out overnight. So about as much as you expect being left out overnight. Whoever left it here left many hours ago. It's a little messy, but it doesn't look like anything violent happened here. It's possible she came home, grabbed some food and left in a hurry, right? Did she have somewhere she needed to be, mutters Avery? She didn't say she had something had to rush off to. Maybe she just had a panic attack after being possessed. But that was over 12 hours ago, says Kanika. I'd hope she would be home by now if that was the case. Is Stella the sort of person that stops back home to make a snack in the middle of a mental health crisis, says Avery? Kanika pauses. Yes, she admits. And if it's comforting to think that might be all that happened, a panic attack is much more manageable than rotting ghouls or parasitic doughboys. Investigate Stella's room. You make your way down the hallway to what you assume is Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. No streaks of blood or pus that might belong to a certain phantom miner. He hasn't been here. You do notice, though, that his jacket is nowhere in sight. That her jacket is nowhere in sight. It isn't in her closet, and it wasn't on the coat rack in the other room. Stella's jacket is gone. The Letterman one. It wasn't on the rack in the other room, and it's not here, and she didn't have it yesterday. Okay, I'm sold. Between this and the kitchen, she must have come home in the last night. And it seems like she was the one who decided to leave. No struggle or anything, says Avery. Check her computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping around her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, says Avery. For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on it, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house, says Kanika. The door was left wide open. Well, maybe the computer was left open too. I'm with Avery. What if we don't find Stella and it's all because we didn't snoop at the computer? If Stella didn't want us to snoop, she shouldn't have gone missing. Let's go with this one. Look, says Jason, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever it takes to find her. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this, says Kanika. I'll just be over there, standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. There's a long pause. Let me know if you find anything. Stella's desktop is horrifyingly cluttered. There's simply too many files and folders to fit onto her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Whoa, says Avery, how do you find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Check open tabs. It would take you all day to count the number of tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you haven't seen a single icon, a sea of round, featureless triangles from Windows edge to Windows edge. Her most recent open tab is posted on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow. Hidden Appalachia. Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mum says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged, says Bride of Bigfoot. Mothstan says, clean-footed and some sort of crypto nobody has heard except for your friend's mum. Only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England, but thought you were legit. Lucky stars. Guys, since when did high-quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Gary. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, a small ARG. I'm serious, says Hidden Appalachia. I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman, says Mothstan. I believe you, says Lucky Stars. Lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. The thread continues into the next day. Okay, so 1. This isn't an ARG, I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went to an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file described as Tommy knockers real. Just because you put the word real into your file then doesn't mean that they're real, says Gary. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights. This is so fake. I can't believe they brought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Also, lol, doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her, says Lucky Stars, or I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. The thread ends. Whoa, poor Stella. Remind me never to be internet famous. Here's hoping my SoundCloud stays niche and underappreciated until the day I die. Check her search history. Check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any website since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related. A furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Okay, this is a waste of time. Yeah, this is a waste of time, says Jason. Let's get out of here. Phew. Good, says Kanika. Rightio. Let's go with... Yeah. I love seeing someone's room before they've had a chance to clean it up for company, says Jason. It's a neat little snapshot, you know. Speak for yourself, mutters Kanika. If the roles were reversed and I was missing and you and Stella were poking around in my room unannounced, I'd be completely mortified. Spoken like someone with a whole lot of secrets. My room is immaculate. A guest could drop by unannounced at 2 AM and I wouldn't sweat a thing, says Avery. Congratulations on having your shit together, says the woman. Thank you. I come by it honest, says Avery. I will say that this is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her, says Kanika. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. We could use a few more houseplants. Well, they could use a few more houseplants, says Avery. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. She still does those corkboard string things. She loves putting the string on those. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Let's go with this one. Okay, I don't think we're going to find much else here, says Jason. Let's move on. Okay. So she probably came home last night, but she's not here now. We don't have any idea where she might have gone, says Avery. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hope she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing, mutters Kanika. We'll find her, says Avery reassuringly. Where to next? I think this is a good place to end it for the day, lords and ladies. This has been Scarlet Hollow, Episode 4, whereas we continue our Cornish Let's Play of the game. And I hope you all like and enjoy. Please like and subscribe, it helps me a lot, and leave a comment in the comment section. I'll get back to you without any issues. And I'll see you all again next time as we continue Jason's adventures in Scarlet Hollow, as we look for Stella. Goodbye, everybody.